First of all, I'd like to show you a little sketch of the youth forum, so that we all know all the events, all the educational parts that we have at the youth forum, so that you know, like, Andy, what is that once again? Because I have had those questions before. So, as you all know, most of the participants are arriving on the 23rd. That's tomorrow. And on the 24th, we're starting with the KPDC and the IND. KPDC stands for Karl Popper Debate Championship. IND stands for International New Debaters Track. Now, the KPDC will start with the sessions, the KP sessions, which Bill will talk about a lot more in depth tomorrow. And then it will go on with the competition with wonderful finals on the 27th. The finals will take place in the National Parliament with all the presidents, the current leading president in Bosnia and Herzegovina, handing out the prize, and we'll have a live transmission into the TV, so it's going to be a big shindig, and it's going to be a really, really great event. And that's going to be on the 27th. The IND, the International New Debaters Track, is a track for those debaters that are maybe not so courageous to compete with the other students in the championship yet, and so that's a way for them to catch up and be ready for the second part of the youth forum. They will be joining us for the evening activities, and they will be joining us for the final day, but they will have a lot more intensive trainings than we would offer on the KPDC. Okay, and so then we go to the second part of the event, where most of you have been already preparing in different separate tracks. Now, the tracks that the sort of the hallmark of the event from the very beginning, that's what we've started from, is the mixed team tournament, where a majority of you will be teaching. It's a track offered for non-graduating high school students, and it's going to be complete mix. We try to mix students and coaches based on their experience with debating, but also experience with international events, and obviously geographically and ethnically we try to mix them as much as possible. So that's what's going to happen in a mixing tournament. It's going to be a 6 weeks, oh my gosh. 6 days of training, and then in the end it's going to be a mixing tournament competition in the Karl Popper debate format. The other three parallel tracks we have added on later on because we had the feeling that the mixing might not be the most profitable way for the graduating students to develop their skills, and so we have introduced the coaches and judges track, and its the preceding track before was the capacity building track. This year we have decided that we want to focus only on a few very selected skills, and that's coaching, judging, and in the future training. That's why we have introduced the coaches and judges track, so that the graduating high school students and obviously coaches that do come to the youth forum and are still, a lot of them very young, get some specified skills on helping them to develop as trainers, coaches, and judges. And then we have the British parliamentary track, which we have introduced last year, which is obviously for those graduating students that would like to, in their university years, would like to go on with debating career more competitively, and hence the British parliamentary format, as that is the most commonly used format in the university debating. Okay, and then we have this little hidden track called English as Foreign Language. English as Foreign Language track, and this track is hidden for. This track was created for the students that will not be able to follow the speed in the language and maybe the demands of the remaining three tracks, because we have had in the past some students that wanted to attend the event, wanted to take part, wanted to be part of the international experience, because that would be maybe the only international experience they can take part in. However, they were not able to keep up with the rest of the group, and then we would, after the consultation, obviously with the coach and with you all, place them in a specified track called English as Foreign Language, and in that track they would definitely develop more debating skills and more public presentation skills, however, in their own pace and in their own tempo.
How many students do we anticipate being siphoned off into that?
Well, the expectations are 5 to 6. We have done some sort of preliminary screening. It's a really bad word, but we have already sort of had some tips, and that's where we will need your help. If in one of my emails I've mentioned that during these few days, I would need your help the first few days, so tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, and during the competition, I would need you to also look out for the cases where you think, okay, there might be an issue with understanding. Now, this is not about fluency. There will be people, there will be debaters that will have a problem with the fluency in English, but they will be totally capable of understanding and following a communication in English language. Those do not belong there. The ones that belong there are the ones that really have trouble understanding the communication and responding back. Okay? Again, we'll talk about a little bit more about that in the later on sections, but thanks for that question. Okay, any questions for this? Okay, if not, I'd like to introduce the trainers responsible for these, and I'd like to also thank, namely that would be, let's start with the IND. That's Joe Zampatti. He'll be teaching this track, and for the remaining of time, he's a board member, so he'll have, unfortunately, board meetings that he will have to attend, so he won't be able to attend the training. Well, trust me, it's much better to train than to attend board meetings.
I know.
And then, so let's go to the tracks in this later on section. We have Bill, and I'd like to thank Bill for putting together a wonderful curriculum and teaching you all, and whipping you all and submitting your articles on time, and curricula and individual skills labs. You've done a wonderful job, guys. Once again, I've really read through the curriculum, and it's a really good one, and I'm really, really persuaded that we're going to teach a great MTT track this year. So once again, thanks. So the trainers that are in the MTT, it's Rona, Mark, Rob, Nikki, then we have Sophie. So those were the ones that are returning trainers. We have also some newbies. Andre, Justin's okay. Ashley, Shelby Joe, Anusha, Elisa, Younger, Lazar Pop. Is that Lazar Pop?
Lazar.
Lazar.
Pop is the part of the
last name.
Oh, okay. So Lazar. Mate. And Alex will be joining us tomorrow because of some scheduling difficulties. Okay, so that's the mixing track. Now I'd like to introduce the coaches and judges track, heading with Sharon. Then we have Claudia, Araño, and Andre, and he's also the chief adjudicator. So if you have any questions about judging, he's definitely the person to turn to. Don't ask me. I don't want anything. And then we have the British parliamentary track, heading with leading is Logan. And then we have Justice, who's arriving today because he unfortunately missed his flight yesterday. Blaming it all on airlines? No, I'm giving him the benefit of doubt. So it's the airlines that made a mistake. And Sharms? Okay, and then we have, as I said, the secretive track. And we have Elizabeth here for that, who's been teaching in Korea for the past year. So.